Chairman Park Gill. Dream vividly and it becomes your dream and your dream comes true. And he promised to present 1 billion won on forklift. We have Chairman Park Gill. Hello everyone, nice to meet you.
반갑습니다.
Nice to meet you.
숨 쉬는 것 같죠, 이제 좀. 예. 코로나
Finally,
때문에 온라인으로만 하다 보니까
the COVID-19 situation is getting better and now we have offline seminar and event together. For the last 3 years we couldn't do this. So now we have Vision Hall, and as soon as we completed the construction of Vision Hall, we had pandemic.
사다가
You know, we bought 7,000 chairs and we had to cover them for the last 3 years, and now it's our first time using this many chairs.
이연자 임페리얼 마스터.
So we just had Imperial Master, 이연자, and 이용균 Crown Master. They have many stories.
저도 가슴이 저립니다.
And I also feel really touched and impressed.
어려운 상황에서 애터미를
So despite the difficult situations, they met Atomy and they experienced change in their life.
적당히 사는 분들이 문제인 것 같아.
And I think people who don't have much hardships are more problematic because they don't suffer that much. They don't get to have this strong resolve. But still, they're not really satisfied with their life. So when they come to this kind of seminar, they get excited. But when you go back, you lose that enthusiasm again.
바닥으로 내려가는 것이 나을 거예요.
So maybe
그냥 쫄딱 망해버리세요, 그냥.
having a big failure might be better, like 이연자, our Imperial Master.
그런데 그런 상황
You don't know if
스스로 이렇게
this kind of curse can become blessing in the future.
저는 성공할 수 있으리라고 이렇게 생각을.
So I think that way you can become successful. Those of you who are in the middle, you need to wake up, okay?
그냥 어정쩡하게 세월 간다고 성공하는 건 아니고.
Staying as you are cannot guarantee success. Maybe at least for 1 year or 2 years, you should be fully committed to Atomy business. And you need to experience what's really hard, what's really difficult. Then your partners, when they say they want to give up, you should be able to give some advice to them. And you can say, hey, I was in an even more difficult situation, but still I made it. And this can be motivation to your partners. So the process that you are going through, the difficulties, that's not really difficult, but that's just because you are not familiar with the situation. So of course, you might feel that you don't have that much difficulty or hardship in your life. So you should have the sense of mercy and compassion. There are so many people who are suffering from difficulties. So to help those people, you need to be determined to become successful. So maybe you are doing okay, but maybe some people around you are having so many difficulties. In that case, you need to become more successful and help other people who are vulnerable and who are in need. And you can show how successful you can become. And what's important here is to have love for your neighbor and how much compassion that you have for your neighbors. So even with COVID-19, Atomy is growing further and Atomy has been upgraded a lot. So we have semi-sales mastership, new promotion. So some people were complaining that there's too high barrier to become sales master. So we have one more step between that. I think many people are motivated by this promotion. So early May, there were about 4,000 semi-sales master and sales master and diamond master. We have 20% more masters like that. And I believe there will be more masters. So starting from end of April, and it's been 1 month, and it was really effective.
여러분들이 처음에 딱 회원 등록을 하면은
So, once you register as a member, please challenge yourselves to become a semi-sales master. And we believe launching this semi-sales master systems will give you motivations, and you will be able to build your auto customer group. And through this process, if you can find about 50 loyal consumers, then you will become a semi-sales master. And of course, some people will reach the semi-sales master quickly because they work 24/7, they work every day, they go out and promote Atomy products. Yes, and also there are some people become a sales master just after a few months after they register as a business member. So there are a lot of cases. And sometimes you have to be very desperate in order to put this kind of effort into Atomy. But if someone is already have a sufficient life, they have nothing to worry about, maybe they don't have that motivations to work hard, although they have the heart to want to do Atomy. But having this semi-sales master system, I think what we do is we have to do the also we have Atomy, we have the Atomy Business School, and it is similar to the MBA system. We have year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4. We have the beginner level, and then we have the build-up level for year 2. And also, we have a lot of other intermediate courses in this business school. So now, after receiving a well-developed educations, now you will be able to teach other people. So in the future, we can see that teaching is a very key point because you can reach to a lot of people through the internet, and you need a lot of people don't really know how to speak English, and they don't know how to speak other foreign languages. But after doing this business school program, although you don't have language skills, but you have professional skills, you can do introductions for the new beginners into the system, and all you need is just translation services. And I believe by learning in this program, and you keep trace on your schedule, you be consistent in learning, and then you will become, all these process will make you a professional in the network marketing industry. So I believe this is a very new revolution in the network marketing industry, that we have a very well-designed, well-developed education program about network marketing, and now we have the Korean teaching materials, but in the future we will have the translation version like in English, Chinese, Spanish, more languages, and so that a lot of people from the overseas, even they don't really want to do Atomy, but some people they were very desire to learn, they love to learn, so that they can listen to those lectures and become interested in Atomy. So this is the kind of system that we want to make. We want to make a lot of like contents, very valued, good quality contents, not only for this business school, also on YouTube. You can see a lot of very good videos in our YouTube channel. And in the pandemic period, in the past 2 years, we've already opened 9 overseas branches. And this year, we have become top 10 of the global direct sales industry. So it's a huge step, one step closer to the global number 1, which is our ultimate goal. So it seems to be in the near future that we become the global number 1. So the reason why we can develop so fast is because we stand still in our principles. It's very important. Actually, we know the principles. And what is the principle of distribution is to sell cheap, good quality products in a cheap price. A lot of people know about these principles, but they cannot do this. But for Atomy, we do what we said. We stick to the principle of distribution. And some people might still hesitate about whether doing Atomy or not. So let me tell you how to make up your mind. Just ask yourself, will you buy Atomy products as a consumer? Not because you're doing Atomy business, just because you are a normal consumers. Just like, do you like our ramyuns? Do you like our water, like our sterilized water? Do you love our daily utensils? So I see a lot of you have a bottle of sterilized water in your hand, the Atomy deep sea water. And it's good, right? So will you buy this product as a consumer? This is the question. If you think that you will buy Atomy's product for the rest of your life, then you should do this business. So actually our absolute skincare systems, we got the Sejong King prize, so it is a very noticeable scientific prize in Korea. So for our usually in Korea, only the companies like the IT companies can get this prize. But now Korea now become the global number 1 pennant country. That we have a lot of pennants in different industry, different areas, and the Sejong King Prize is one of the very significant awards among them. And now Atomy got recognized by this award. So, which means that we are doing a very good job. You guys should know that the other companies, they are winning this kind of award by the IT products like smartphones, tablets, all these smart devices. But we are getting this prize just with our cosmetic product. So this is a very significant achievement that we have made because the technology we use is actually in our skincare products. It's actually similar to the medical technologies, curing cancers and different diseases. We are cooperating with those kind of institutions to research and develop our skincare products. And this is how we made our absolute skincare product. Usually, in the past, all these technologies were used in the medical area, but now we bring this technology into the skincare industry. So, before this is used to cure cancers, but we use the same technology to remove the flaws on our skins, and we use this cells renewing technology into the cosmetics so that our skin cells can renew and can enhance the elasticity. And because of that, we got the Sejong King Awards. It is a very remarkable achievement because a lot of cosmetics companies, they don't even think, they couldn't even imagine that cosmetic products can get this kind of price. And for the cosmetics industry, there is a misunderstanding that only the good luxury brands have the best cosmetics, but those brands didn't get the innovation prize, but we got the innovation prize. What does that mean? It means that just by 1 out of 10 the price of the luxury brands, the luxury cosmetics, we have the highest quality skincare products provided to our customers. So this is the reason why Atomy is our only choice. We have to do Atomy because every day there are miracles happening. And also, one of my imperial masters, Yeonja, she said her skin was never better, but now she's already in her mid-60s. But now she got the best skin conditions. I don't know if she's lying or she's just, lying to herself, lying to me or what, but I would like to believe that it's true. So what I want to say is, these absolute quality products were sold in an absolute price in Atomy. So this is how we run our business. So with this kind of absolute products, you have to ask yourself, will you buy Atomy product even if you don't do this business? If the answer is yes, then your friends, your consumers will also think like that, right? So even in the pandemic situations happening all around the world, and there's a chaotic environment, and there are a lot of hardships among the globe, but still Atomy never stopped to grow. Our sales revenue grow, our member numbers grow, and the trend is not going to stop. So this is what we have achieved in the past years. You have to be aware that because we are developing, there must be a lot of successful leaders coming out. And a lot of people saying that Atomy is already getting a very successful achievements. We are already a successful company, but I think it's not enough. We are not successful enough because when I go out on the streets, no one knows me. Still no one's recognize me. So we are not doing enough. We have to be more famous, become more famous. So because we have already grown throughout the pandemic period, and now we arrived the post-pandemic era. So we have to think what we gain from the pandemic situation. Before, we have to take flights to overseas in order to meet our foreign partners, but now, because of the pandemic situation, we developed the online meeting systems. We can meet anyone, anywhere, anytime through the technology development. And I believe that with this technology in our hand, we will become number one, and we will grow once again. And you cannot stop to work hard because we are growing so fast, and so you have to grow too as a leader. So now the new era is coming. And we have a lot of overseas branches, and the Brazil overseas branches is preparing for their grand open, and we have like setting up factories, warehouse over there, and a lot of people ask us, why are you opening the South American market this late? We still have a lot of things to do. So we have a UK office, but now we are opening up the Germany office, and also we have a Turkey branch, and we will work together, and we will get into the European markets with our absolute product, absolute price. For people using Atomy products, they think that I use this because it's cheap, but actually the real value of the Atomy product is the technology lies inside, because our ampoules, our lotions, our essence was nothing but the same with the luxury brands. We are using the highest quality technology ingredients. You are actually using the same thing like the other rich people. So this is the key to success. Using these Atomy products is the key to success. So in the future, if you want to help your children to fulfill their dreams, you have to be prepared, because it's very difficult for our next generations to make money, because there are a lot of AIs, there are a lot of technologies, a lot of workplace was replaced by robots, by technologies, and you can see our youngsters are working so hard. They studied again in order to get in the good companies. So what we have to do now is we have to solve the problems that our children are facing. We have to buy them housing. Why? Because they couldn't buy a house. They couldn't afford a house. Even if they got into the largest corporations like Samsung, like LG, but still they cannot afford a house in Seoul because the housing price was rising year by year. So some people might say, let's just wait until the housing price drops again, but that will become a very big financial problem again. It will be a financial crisis. So this is not how things work. We have to earn money as early as we can, in Atomy especially. Just like our Iyonja, Imperial Master. As you have known her life stories, she was once had nothing in her hand, but now she became an imperial master. And some people might think that, I want to become the imperial masters because I want to get the cash prize. But Instead, they are actually already earning a million, a billion Korean won every month already. So their life was completely different. So just imagine a life of having a monthly income of a few billion Korean won. Where can you live? You can live in your dream house and just save some money for a few years, and you can buy your children's dream house for them. And you can just give out presents of like houses, apartments, flats, and just buy people houses. Just imagine your daughter-in-law, if you buy an apartment for their family, they will treat you as her parents, right? They will love us from the deepest of their hearts. Isn't it great?
우리가 뭐 여러 가지 일들을 계속 하고 있는데 이번에 우리가 이제
we have
뉴스타운이라고 우리가 한 300명 모일 때부터 거기를 썼어요. 그러다가 이제 1박 2일 석세스 아카데미를 하다가 거기가 한 막 700명, 800명.
So before we are doing the Success Academy in this Sukrisan town, so there are only a ceremony hall for a few hundred people, and a lot of members come here, and because it's very far away from the city, so they have to find housings. If they want to come participate in the seminars, they have to sleep somewhere near the seminars. And actually, there's a good news I want to tell you is we actually buy the seminar hall. So someone may ask why we are buying that hall. So the reason why I was buying is we are using those halls for a few years, and we found that the facilities there are a little bit old, they're a bit rash, and I always ask the representatives to renew these facilities in a hall, and because it's not my property, so I cannot make a decision for them. But after, because of the COVID-19 situation, the housing price was dropped a little bit, and so I bought it. I just bought it. So in the future, we will be able, you will be living a life like me, just buy what kind of house you want, everything you want. So just work hard with your partners. So if you want to hold a seminars yourselves and with your partners, and you cannot find any places, you can just use our own seminar hall. Just come to the hall we're using, and I believe you will have a lot of confidence in front of your guests. See, this is our company's building. And in that hall, we have the left wing, the right wing. So one is a newer, and one is the older one. And we have already renewed all the facilities there. So we are planning on this. It might take some time, but you can look forward to it. So when there are a lot of overseas members, when they can finally come to Korea to attend to our seminars, maybe we can use those seminar halls as a housing hostels for them to stay a night, and so that they have no excuse not to participate in our seminars. So it's your choice whether to participate or not, but we don't have shuttle buses to other places, so maybe you won't have any other things to do. So the people coming, they will be very happily joining our seminars, very safe. Because all you do is just attending our seminars. So what I want to say is, when you come to this dream hall, you won't think that Atomy is a company that's going to do. It's a broke company, right? We have prepared 700 seats in this dream hall. Now today, we have about 30,000 participants here today, only in the floor of this hall, but we still have the balcony. We didn't use it. So after we open up all the areas, there will be 7,000 participants joining us in the seminars. So this is our property. We are not renting it from anyone. So there is a book named Super Fuchsia Era. So this is about the future, the Fuchsia world, Fuchsia era. Some of you might not know what is Fuchsia. And I have to warn you before that this book is complicated, it's difficult. Even when I read this book, I found it really difficult. And because this was written by the professors, and they have been studying in this area for a very long time. So maybe for us normal people will find the content of this book very difficult. So what is about Fuchsia is actually about our future, meaning that the future is very complicated, it's very unstable, there are a lot of uncertainties in the future. So how can we run a business in those kind of chaotic environment in the future? So this professor, he's a professor from the Ewha Women's University, a very wise man. He used the business model of Atomy to analyze how should people run a business in the Fuchsia era. So in simple words, it means that if you want to success, anyone want to success in the future, you have to study the Atomy business model. So in the first half of this book, you may find the theories, the background knowledge is very difficult, and when you come to the later chapters, you'll see the content about Atomy, how the theoretical backgrounds was analyzed by the Atomy, the sample of Atomy business model, then you will find it very interesting because you know everything in a sudden. So after reading this book, even when you are talking to the professors, to businessmen, you will have a lot of knowledge based supporting what you said. So they might think you as well as an entrepreneur. So this book will be launched, will be published in 23rd of May. So you promised me to read this book. Yes, great. So, and also if we all people here, 3,000 people here, buy this book, maybe it will become the bestseller, and more people will start to wonder, oh, what is this book about? What is Atomy about? So actually, buying this book, reading this book is also a very good way to promote Atomy. And some people at first might think, wow, it was such a fascinating. We will think that Atomy is a very complicated, a very good business model, and when they come here, they find out, oh, this business is not complicated. Then they will join us.
그런 사람들에게는 모른 척하고 우리 애터미에서 애터미에 관한 책이 하나 나왔는데.
So also when you talk to your customers, your friends, you can just say, "Oh, our company just published a book," and you just give them the book, and they will think, "Wow, this is so difficult." But then they will become interested about our business. So today, as you guys all see, our Yeonja Imperial Masters got her prize, cash prize, and there are a lot of Royal Masters, Crown Masters getting the cash prize. So a lot of people might be very envy about those kind of cash prize, but actually there is a more urgent problem that we have to solve, not the financial problem, but the problem of death. So even if a successful leader like the Imperial Master today, will she die someday? Yes, of course. All humans die. So within the Bible, there are some contents talking about death. So a lot of people don't really think about this kind of issues, and they don't think about freedom, because we are already enjoying the kinds of freedom in our daily life. But what I say about freedom is not only the right that we are enjoying as a human, like the right of speech. I'm talking about the freedom of financial freedom, the time freedom. So now our Yeonja Imperial Master, she enjoys the full financial freedom in her life. You don't have to worry anything about money. But there is something that we cannot solve. There is something we cannot get rid of. What is that? It is time. Time flies, and everyone will eventually die. So what can we do with it? So we have our life journey made, lasting for 100 years about, and after the 100 years of journey, and this is the end. So what is the matter about a successful life is the things that we achieved, the things we got at the end of our life. So what kind of achievements we've made, what kind of success we had. So it seems like our life will end after 100 years, but actually, when we live a successful life, although the flesh of us will disappear in this world, but the spirit, our achievements that we made, will left in the world forever. So we cannot. No one can stop time. Time flies. Even if for people who are super rich, for people who have a lot of power in their hands, no one can deal with the problem of time. So we always said about time freedom, but actually we don't have those kind of freedom.
생명을 만들 때
So when
원래
the
두 개를
God
계획을 하셨을 때
designed
하나는
humans,
뭐냐면은 비오스라고 하는 생명을 우리한테 줬는데 그게
they
100년짜리
give us
생명이에요.
two kinds of cells. So
그게
one,
비오스.
there's a
우리가 보통
bios cell,
바이오 이렇게 읽죠, 영어로는.
and in English we will read it as
생물학적인 생명
bio.
100년짜리를
So
줬어요.
for our
그런데
biological
여러분, 그 생명 하나밖에
life,
없다고
we can only live for about
임페리얼
100
됐어도
years.
별거 아니에요.
So when you think
임페리얼
about that,
되느라고
if you think
쉬웠겠어요?
about a life who
고생했죠.
ends in 100
임페리얼이
years,
됐다고 그래가지고
becoming an imperial
돈 먹고
master
사는
is
문제
not
이런 정도는
such a big
해결이
deal,
됐겠지만은
right? Because you have to
정말
work for
이게 죽음이
years in
얘한테
order to become
촉촉촉 다가오고
an imperial
있다고
masters.
생각을
And when you achieve that, you're
차라리
already
가난할 때
old.
고통스러울 때 가난에 고통이 있을 때 죽을 때가 훨씬 더
So some
낫을
people
수도
might
있어요.
ask, what is the purpose of working
그때는
hard?
위로가 돼. 스스로 자살하는 사람들도 있잖아요. 왜?
So if you
이
think like that,
죽으면은
you
이
may
고통이 끝난다
feel better.
생각하는 위로라도
For
있어요.
people
그런데
who
임페리얼까지
suicide, they will
돼가지고
think
부자가 돼가지고
better,
매달 1억씩이
feel
들어오는데
better if
아니,
they
다안
think, what is the
썼는데
purpose of
몇십억
working
통장에
hard, of
쌓여
living
있는데
well?
1억씩이 들어오는데 그런데 이거를
But
놓고 죽어야
actually,
되나?
this is not
엄청 억울해요.
what we
이게
are
애터미의
or we
딜레마예요.
want to achieve. Because when you live a life like our imperial masters, when you live a successful life, you will start worrying about death because I have so many money, I didn't use them, and now I have to die. I feel so
또 하나의 방책을 세웠어요.
sorry about
근데
that.
다행히
I'm very
그
angry
방책이
about that.
성경 안에 있어. 창조주 하나님이 원래 생명을 두 개를 계획을 하셨대요.
So within the
100년짜리
Bible,
인생 열차를
it
타고
was
가다가
we were told
홀라당
that
옮겨
we
탈
have
수
two
있는데
types of
그 옮겨
life.
타는
So
기차는
one is
교회라고
the
하는
Bill's
생명
life
열차인데
that I
이거는
just told
끝이
you,
없어.
and the
속에서 영원히
second
달려.
life is
근데 그 조회라고
called
하는
Joey.
생명을 우리한테 주는데 그 생명은
So it is a
창조주
never-ending
하나님 자신의
journey
생명을 나눠주는 거예요.
because
그러니까 창조주
the
하나님이
God is
사람의 몸을
sharing
입고 와가지고
His life to us
죽어서 우리에게 그 생명을
so
주는
that we
거예요.
can
자, 여러분
live
하나의
eternally.
곡식이 죽지 않으면은 생명을 나눠줄 수가
So what I
없어요.
mean
그래서 하나의
is
밀이 땅에 떨어져
not
죽으면
about
많은
physical,
열매를. 그러니까 창조주
our physical
하나님이
body.
와서
And we are talking about the spirit we have. Actually, our spirits have an eternal life. So we have to use it well.
그러니까 기독교를 잘못 이해하면은 이 생명을 받는 것이
So that is the reason why I always emphasize everyone should read the Bible, because there you will find the real values of life. And a lot of people found it so hard to live a good life because they don't know the true concept of the good life. But in order to learn the real value, you have to study, you have to read the Bible. And in the Bible, we were told that we should share, we should love. So this is very important. It's a very important thing that we should all know. And we have a special Bible section next Friday on 27th May. And we will have this Bible section. And I truly recommend all of you to join the session and to learn more about your life. I'm not saying that we have to got an eternal life. We shouldn't. We should get rid of death. I'm telling you guys to understand the real meaning of life and real meaning of death. And that's how you have this passion and motivation in all aspects in your life. And also, I would like to emphasize that you should write your life scenario. Not only writing your own life scenario, you have to renew it, you have to make updates every month, because you have to make your life, your dream life, your dream
어떤 삶이야
successful
되냐면은
life in your
와,
head
나 이렇게
like a
된다고
movie,
하면은 나 진짜 미쳐버리겠다.
and you have to become crazy because of that.
나쁜 짓만 아니라고 하면은 나뭔
You
짓을
will
어떤
willing
어려움도
to give up
감내할 수 있고 잠
everything.
안 잘 수도
You
있고
can give
누가
up
와서 나 봐도
sleeping.
괜찮아.
You can give
한
up
달에
like
1억씩만
all
벌 수
your
있다고 하면은 그래요, 안
leisure
그래요?
time to
그것도
focus
평생
on
받는 게
the
아니고
business just to
근데
achieve that kind of
2년만
successful
밟히면은
life. So it
괜찮아.
might sound
이연자
very
인테리어를
tiring, but
뭐
you will find the
몇년 동안
difference of your
계속
life
밟혔겠어요? 안 그래요. 한 500,
within a year,
3만 원만
just like our
밟히잖아요.
Imperial Master.
그러면 임페리얼 가기 전에도요
이연자.
안 밟혀.
So
네,
it
15년
seems like
내가 나오는데
it seems
왜
like she have
밟히냐고.
worked for 10
그러기
years
때문에
or more
여러분,
to become Imperial Master, but
정말
actually no, like
여러분들이
5 years,
꿈을
about 5
갖는데
years ago, she's
여러분
already
머릿속에
enjoying
떠오르는
a
것을
very
그대로
successful
써보세요.
life. So
정상적인
the key
사람은요
point is to write
가능성이
your life
없는 것이
scenario.
떠오르진 않아요. 네. 혹시 여기 막
And don't be
50
afraid to
넘은,
dream
그런
big,
아주머니가
because I
내가
can see some
육군사관학교를 가서
people here, you may
멋진 군인이 한번
be
되어야 되겠다. 이런
like
생각이 막 떠오르면
housewife, or
그건
you
불가능하죠.
might be
왜?
a
육군사관학교
normal,
50대
ordinary
아줌마를 안
people.
받아요. 네.
And
그러니까 그건
they may
불가능해요.
ask me,
그런데 그런 생각이 막 떠올라. 그러면은 그런 분은 이제 병원에 가야 돼. 청량리 쪽으로. 네. 치료 대상이에요. 그런데 내가 나한 저기 서울에도 아파트 하나 있고 한 50평짜리
So I have a big apartment in Seoul
전원주택 하나 있어서
and also have pension in local area, rural areas. I want to live over there
그냥 돈 걱정 안
and
하고
travel
한 달 정도
across
그냥
the world without worrying about
그런
money.
거 한번
So I
해봤으면
just want to
좋겠다.
travel
아니면 막
every day.
유람선 1년짜리 있어요.
Or
1년짜리.
let's say there's cruise travel that you can have for 1 year. You can travel all around the world. You can just pay
아니, 근데
hundreds of
그거 한 달씩
millions.
1년짜리 다니면 어때요? 다닐만
So
하죠.
what about you
나머지는
get the
남잖아요.
commission for 1
그러니까
month
그런
and
거를 한번 해봐야
spend the
되겠다는
rest of the
생각이 막
money for
머릿속에
travel?
떠오르면은 그거는
So if you have
가능성이
that
있는
kind
거예요.
of idea, that
여러분,
means
여러분
you
머릿속에
can do that.
가능성이 있는 것은 다
In your
적으세요.
head,
왜?
something that you can imagine. You need to write down everything on your life scenario. You can make that true.
그런데
Of course,
가능성은
it
있는
might not be 100%
여러분, 우리가
possible,
도전을
but
한다고
anyway,
하는 것은요,
it is still
100% 되는 일을
possible.
도전한다는 말을 하지
When you
않아요.
take up on the
여러분, 뒷동산
challenge,
올라가는데
we don't use the word
그거를 막
challenge if
도전한다고
that
하는
is
사람이 어디가
100%
있어? 슬리퍼 신고
possible.
올라갈 수 있는
When you
뒷산을.
are walking on the
그러니까
hill,
100%
that's not a
갈수 있는
challenge.
것은요, 거기
You
가가지고는요,
don't talk about
아무런
challenge
것도 안
when you
나와.
just walk on a hill
그런데 예를 들면 에베레스트
in your neighborhood. Let's say you want to climb up the mountain Everest. That's more than 8,000 meters.
정말
In that
전문가들도
case,
도전해서 날씨가 도와주고
even
뭐가
the
여건이
very
도와줘야 그게
specialized
가능한 거지.
experts,
100%
they can
가능하다고
make
그거
it
아니에요.
when all
그런 것은
conditions are
도전이라고.
met, when there's good
그런데
weather. And
그런
those things
것을
are what we
도전을
call
하게
challenge. And when you take up on that kind of challenge, that
도전하는
comes
사람들 중에
true.
그걸 이룬 사람들이 많아요.
Many people who
그래서
take
여러분들이
up
한
on
달에
the
이런
challenge,
사람이 돼야
many people
되겠다고
achieve their
도전하는
dreams.
거.
So if you take up the
애텀이라는
challenge that
도구가
you want to
있으니까
earn
가능하다
100
이거예요.
million
한 달에
a
10억은
month,
안 돼.
you can
왜?
do
상한선이
that.
있어가지고.
1 billion, you cannot do that because
다른
there's a
사람한테
ceiling.
같이 나누도록. 그래서 우리는
You should share with other
상한선이 있기
people. So we
때문에
have the
지금
ceiling.
시작하는 사람도
So for those of you who
똑같아.
can
10년 전에
start as a
시작한
new
사람하고
member right
똑같단
now,
말이에요.
the same
그렇기
as
때문에
distributor who started 10 years ago. So
임페리얼을
anyone
갈 수가
can
있다.
become Imperial
그러니까
Master.
여러분들이 도전을
So
하라 이거예요.
you need to
여러분들
take on
이런
the
거예요.
challenge.
동굴에 갇혔어.
So let's say you are stuck
동굴에
in a
갇혔는데
cave,
동굴 입구가
and the
이렇게
entrance
촛불처럼
of the
불빛이
cave,
보여.
you can see the light,
나머지는 막
the entrance of the
이
cave. And
온
all the rest of
99%가
the
다
area,
시커먼 절벽밖에
99% is all
여기가 다
darkness.
동굴이야.
It's
막혔어.
all walls. It's all
그러면은
covered by the
어떻게 해야 돼?
walls.
우와,
What should you
저기
do
동굴
then?
입구 조그만 게 보이는데
You see
와,
the
내가
small
여기서 빠져나갈
entrance of the
확률은
cave.
0.1%밖에
So what's
안
the
되네.
possibility of getting out
이
of this
어둠이
cave?
이렇게
It's
많은데
only
내가 어떻게 나가?
0.1%. You are surrounded by darkness. If you think like that, you end up dying there. But
쌓여 있더라도
even with
저
all
멀리
darkness
불빛이
surrounding
보이면은
you, when you
그곳을
can
향해서
see
한
the
발짝 한
light
발짝 가야 되는
far
거예요.
ahead, you need to take
바닥이
one
어두워가지고
step by step.
막 돌뿌리에 걸려서 무릎이 깨지더라도
Sometimes it is
가려고
too
하면은
dark
가야
and there
된다는
are some
거예요.
stones
그게
on the
성공의
pathway,
길이라는
but
겁니다.
in order to survive, you need to still
그런데
walk on that path.
나갔을 때나 동굴에 있을 때나 똑같으면은
So if you're the same, whether you are inside the cave or outside the cave, who would want to walk that
그러니까 여러분,
difficult
이
path?
지금 여러분이 갇혀 있는 이
So the
가나이라는
cave that you are stuck in right now,
여러분들이 그냥 가슴이
the cave of
답답해
poverty,
나 이런 데서 살고 싶지 않았거든.
you should be really frustrated to be
소녀
stuck
시절에는
here.
그래도
When you were
헐헐
young,
날아다녔잖아요.
everyone had big
그 꿈을 여러분들이
dreams.
다시 찾아봐야 된다.
You need to remember that
그래서
dream
여기서 다시 그 꿈을
again.
키워내야 되는 거예요.
And that's where you
그래서
start up
정말
again.
나는 이것이 이루어질 수만 있다고 하면은
So,
나는 무릎이 깨져도 괜찮아.
if you can achieve the dream,
이은상
you can do anything.
시인의 시가
That's the mindset
제가
that you
정말
should have.
어려웠을 때
When I was
고지가
in
바로 저기
difficult
예서
situation,
말 수는 없다. 한 조각
I
심장을
thought I should never give up.
가야만 하는 결례가 있다 하는. 정말 저는 팔다리가 다
So,
끊어지고
even though my
정말
limbs
이 심장
could disappear, I would
저는
just
가족을
sustain with my heart.
사랑의 심장 아닙니까?
This is heart,
이 심장
love for
하나만
your
있다고
family.
하면은 나는 정말
With only
팔다리가
this
다
heart.
빠져 없어지더라도
Even if you don't
나는
have
이
your
심장을
arms or
안고
legs, if you have
굴러서라도
this
굴러서라도
heart,
가겠다는 생각을
I had the result that I should go forward that goal.
여러분의 사랑을 표현할 수 있는 길이라고 하면은
That's the way you can express your love, even though it is hurting and it is really difficult. You need to walk on that pathway, but after you reach that objective goal, if you achieve dream, when you look backwards, those difficult times are not that much. But now, even with small pain, you are complaining and you don't take on the challenge.
그 생각이 부족해서 그러는 거예요.
That's because you don't dream of what's outside the cave. Imagine you can earn 100 million a month. Then you can support your parents and you can raise your children
그리고 돈 버는 일
and you
하지 마.
can do everything for
세상에는 돈
them.
버는 일 말고도 가치 있는 일들이 얼마든지 있다.
And there are many more valuable things other than earning money. You can just let your children do anything they want. They can do some art things. You saw the ballerina
배고파.
and she looked really beautiful, but she couldn't earn much money.
무대에 서주세요.
But after you reach Imperial Master, please come to the stage to perform ballet
그런
here.
분들이 꿈을 이룰 수 있다 하는 것입니다.
So those kind of people can achieve their
여러분들이
dream.
이것을 써가지고 여러분만 간직하는 것이 아니고 가족들에게 발표하고
But
살아가는
you should also promote to other people. You should present what you are doing to other people, to your families, to your friends, and to all the people, you know.
문제는 뭐냐면은
But the problem is that you're worried too much about what if
여러분
it doesn't
용기라고 하는
become true.
두려움을 못 느끼는 게 용기가
Being courageous is not
두려움과 맞서는
like
용기예요.
you're not be able to feel
그래서
fear.
안 될 수도 있어요.
So courage means you are facing
어차피 안
against
되는
the
인생인데.
fear. Sometimes it might not work.
안 돼봐야 더 얼마나 안 돼. 어차피
Anyway,
다른
we
사람들에게
already
인정 못
have
받고 사는,
experienced many
그런
failures.
인생인데 뭐 거기서 조금 더 망가진들 뭐 얼마나
So having more failures
그런데
don't make that
애터미에서,
much difference. But
그래,
with
한번 더
Atomy,
망가져보자. 그런데
just face the fear
이게 있어요.
with Atomy.
다른 사람들한테 무시당하고 막 할 때 있잖아요.
So when you're neglected by other people,
그래.
I was not crying inside.
내가 성공자가
Few years later, when I become a successful leader, let's see what you say to me. Let's see what your facial expression will be like if I become successful in few years. And when I imagine that,
막 창자에서부터 막
I was laughing inside.
지금 그 친구들이
Even though other
제가
people
왜냐면
ignored
애터미
me.
사업 시작하면서 250명한테 전화했거든.
Because when I first started this business, I called 250
이것들이 안
people.
했어.
I asked them to be
그
the distributor,
250명
but they refused.
생각하면
Those
막 속에서부터 막
250 people
나를 그렇게
refused this.
그래가지고 우리 연용성 박사님 할 수 없이 세웠잖아요.
And we had Dr. Yun.
교수님이 저 대표 사업자 하셔야 되겠네요. 그랬더니 내가 막 해가지고.
And I asked the professor to become the
그때는 그랬어요.
distributor, representative
그러니까
distributor.
저도 정말 바닥 인생이었단 말이에요. 애터미 시작을 할 때.
So when I first started Atomy,
나를 거절하고 같이 하지
what I thought is that people who refuse me, people who refuse to go with me, I will wait and see what they will say to me after I become really successful in the future. That's what I thought.
근본적으로 그렇게 착한 인간은 아닌가 봐.
So maybe I'm not that a good person.
다행히 예수님 믿고
Thankfully,
이렇게
with God, after I began to believe in God, I'm getting more better and better person. But anyway, I have that kind of feeling to people who have ignored me before. So even though there are some people who are ignoring you, inside, you can think like, let's wait and see what will happen in a few years after I become successful. But you shouldn't be showing this on the surface. So think of like, so when you become Imperial Master in the end, you are going to invite those people who have ignored you. And let's become Imperial Master. Let's become successful leaders. Let's face our fear and realize your courage. That's it. Once again, please give a big hand to Chairman Park Han-gil, who made a special lecture with dream and passion and enthusiasm.
구독, 좋아요 눌러주세요.